Welcome guys back. So now we are going to have our next session. Now today we're just gonna have a quick session. We're just gonna discuss a bit more about conditions. Conditions are basically like, let's just say, if statements. So if statements are the ones that actually use them in your daily life. Say for example, okay, if you go to the shop and if you don't have enough money that you can't, then you can't get something. But if you do have something, then you can actually get it. So you're gonna create a simple program that actually determines if whether you either broke or you poor, just to get you to understand how it goes. So we're gonna create a new program, and it's actually not that difficult because the thing about if statements is it's either based on true or false. It's either you're male or you're female. So if you're male, show you're male. If you're female, show you're female. Simple as that. So now let's just go through and create a new program. I'm gonna call it if underscore statements, and then I'm gonna browse again. So I'm gonna look for create a new folder. Okay, let's call it if statements, if statements. Okay, if statements, create and go. So now just creating the program now. We're going to start now. And we're back. So now, okay, let's just, so the scenario is quite simple. I'm gonna make a load and check you see. Okay, fine. So what the program says is we have to create a program that determines whether you are broke or you're rich. Now as you can see here, there's just some red line. Just made a mistake. It's okay. So this is simple. Now to do something like this, we first have to ask the user to enter their menu. So if they enter anything lower than 100 rand, okay, no, let's say, okay, anything lower than 50 rand, then it means you're poor. Okay, anything lower than 50 rand means you are poor, and anything above means you are rich. So, okay, so now let's ask the user for input. Now obviously we're gonna need to compare the what you get from the user to something. So we now have to declare what we call a variable. I'm sure you by now you understand what a variable is. But a variable is basically a variable is basically a placeholder in which something is stored. So we're gonna create, okay, since we're going to get money, money can have decimals, so you're going to use what you call a double, and then we say, okay, money, let's call it money. So we set the money to 0. Okay guys, keep in mind this is your full stop, the semicolon. Okay, so now we're asking for the user for the amount of money they have. Console.write line. Okay, that right. Enter the amount of money you have. Note the space here, it's very important so that when the user enters, it's not too congested. Then I'm gonna say money is equals to double dot pass. Now do know that anything that you get from the user, or rather from the console, is a string. So that is why that you need to convert what you get from the user to a double. So now that you say, okay, from whatever I get from the user, I'm converting it to a double and I'm storing it in the money variable. So after we get the variable from the user, we now have to determine if whether the money lower than 50. If the money is lower than 50, then the person is poor. If the money is above 50, they're rich. Okay. So we're gonna say if money, the one that you got from the user, is smaller or equals to 50 rand, then open the brackets, console.write line, you are unfortunately poor. Sorry. That's what should display if you have anything lower than 50 rand. Else, console.write line, looks like you are rich. See? It's not that difficult. And then now we need our console.write line. This should be in every program that you write. So now let's run the program and see what it does. I'm gonna press start. And you see it's building. And here's our program. So me as a user, I'm going to enter 100 rand. You say enter. Looks like I'm rich. You see? So now to test again, unfortunately you can't just do it again. You have to close the program. Just close it. And then we're going to run it again. Let's say now I just spend my money, I have like 20 bucks left. Press enter. You are unfortunately poor, you see? Unfortunately. So the logic behind loops is simple. What it means that if the condition is true, then this must appear. So basically, if the amount of money that you get from the user that you store in money is lower than 50 rand, then you must write this to the user. Tell them that they are poor. But if the money is above, so in other words, if this condition is false, then it skips this part, it comes to the else. Looks like you are rich. See? And then console.read line, it's just at the end. So thank you guys. This was just a short video explaining if statements. So now we can even go further now and do a bit of nested statements, but I'll do that in the next video. So thanks for the watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and like the video, and leave comments if you have any problems so that I can actually try and explain in the next video. Thank you guys.